Cricket Mavericks. So, Pakistan team, defending champions, start off their encounter against New Zealand at Karachi with a debacle performance. And to be honest to most Pakistani fans, it didn't come across as a surprise because they've seen the pattern, and the pattern was pretty obvious again on show today. The problems with Pakistan team The problem with Pakistan's team is they've been playing with the flawed approach for a very long time now. Um, a mediocre set of players, mediocre selection board, and a mediocre team management cannot win you ICC titles. It's been a while now, and I think they they have failed so far to come out of this mindset. It was pretty obvious to see that Pakistan team has been in disarray. Third consecutive hat trick of defeats against New Zealand, two in the Tri Series, and third, obviously earlier today, which was opening match of the Champions Trophy. Um, it doesn't really send out very positive signs as far as Pakistan's campaign as defending champions of their title in this Champions Trophy 2025 are concerned. The match against India, arch rivals India, on Sunday, 23rd of Feb, will be a do and die. Lose there, and that will surely end their campaign there and then. Um, the problem all started with the way the bowlers have been employing their tactics. First thing first, the bowlers that we've been playing, Shaheen, Shah Afridi, Naseem Shah, and HarisRauf, they are primarily 2020 format bowlers. Neither of them play first class cricket. Neither of them play test in the Pakistan Test team. Um, and as a resultant, they don't have any muscle memory how to bowl effectively a longer spell, a 10 over quota of overs, how best they can utilize them. They just don't have the subtle variations, and we're seeing more and more predictable performances from a very mediocre team. They're far from polished, they're far from a finished product as far as this format is concerned. All these three fast bowlers, and then we've brought in a spinner who hasn't got a lot of experience. However, he had to be played because obviously, apart from Abrar, although there are other options, Abrar would obviously be our premier spinning option. But I think Pakistan's fourth and fifth bowling option, Salmanaliagha and khushdilshah, still leaves a lot of room for thought. Every other team is playing their fourth and fifth bowlers as all-rounders who can bat and can bowl as effectively. So, who are not necessarily batsmen first and part-time bowlers, but who are 50-50. If you take the comparison with New Zealand, England, India, their fourth, fifth, sixth bowling options are genuine all-rounders, people who can bowl equally as well as they can bat. However, Pakistan's fourth and fifth bowling options are the weaker links. They're not wicket-taking options. They're more like containing options. And then with our premier fast bowlers struggling because they just don't have, they're not finished products as far as the ODI format is concerned. The bowling is in complete disarray. This wicket today at Karachi, if Pakistan's bowlers had utilized um, their overs properly, um, and the captaincy would have been top notch. New Zealand should not have been allowed more than 250, 260, 270 the least. Um, that the captain, rather, it came quite a surprise to their captain that they were able to go beyond to 70 to 80. It shows that how much of Pakistan's bowlers were all over the place. And then with batting, when we started the chase, the match was well and surely over in the first 20 overs. The way the despicable batting display, 22 runs in the first 10 overs, complete disregard for the power play option. And then in the next 10 overs, we scored about 44 runs. So we were around about 66 after 20 overs. We just lost the plot. And I think the match was lost there and then. Babar's 64 of 90 has to be one of his worst. In fact, I would say his probably the worst innings that he has played out there. It just reconfirms the theory that many critics and analysts have been saying for the last 3-4 years, that himself and Rizwan only play for their half centuries and stats that half centuries, which makes their stats look good. Their contribution do not really help Pakistan in winning causes. I mean, when's the last time you remember babarazam or Rizwan performing in an ICC tournament? Yes, you have that odd innings from both of them against India in the 2021 2020 World Cup in UAE, United Arab Emirates. But that was also on a wicket where there was dew, and it helped the Pakistani batsmen. It went against Indian bowlers on that occasion. But otherwise, in general, apart from a few bilateral series, they've never really pulled out their fingers in terms of match-winning performances in ICC tournaments, whether it's 50-over format, a 2020 World Cup. So it really reconfirms that they're not really, they can't play under pressure, and they don't have that ability, that diverse flexibility and versatility, that wide array of shots to play under pressure. I mean, Babar Azam wasted the power play. What we needed was someone like Fakharzaman, who could utilize the power play overs and hit over the inner circle and hit across the boundary line and over the boundary line for fours and sixes, which apart from Fakharzaman and recently with regards to Salmanaliagha, and today with khushdilshah showing the why he deserves a place in this team with his batting ability. Other than these three, nobody really seemed to have that impact, that hard-hitting strokes. South Shakil is completely wasted. I think his style of batting is more suited to Test cricket. His performances in the 2023 50-over World Cup format in India last year, and his performances in the Tri-Series and today just reconfirms that he's not cut out for this format. Pushing him to the opening slot, I think, was grossly unfair. Mohammad Rizwan, the skipper, should have taken a call, should have promoted himself up the order. Huge issues going forward now in the match against India. What will they do? Provided Fakharzaman is fit, it looks like we do not know the scale of the injury that he has picked up, he sustained, and whether he'll be ruled out. It looks like he will be. If he is, what are the options? Who are we going to promote? Who are we going to use as openers? Babarazam obviously would be an automatic choice, but is he the ideal choice? Not really. Under the circumstances, I'm afraid we're left with no other choice but to promote possibly khushdilshah. Had they picked a better squad, I would have picked either the Test captain, Masood, Sean Masood, to open, but obviously he hasn't been picked in this squad. And of course, Saim Ayub is injured, so it doesn't really leave us with a lot of options. Imam Ul Haq's name has been mentioned as an option, but he plays far too slow. He's another dot ball player, consumes up a lot of deliveries, so he wouldn't be my ideal choice. A lot of loopholes, and to be honest, it doesn't look very bright in Pakistan's Champions Trophy 2025 campaign. Seems to be brought on a halt. It doesn't look very bright going forward. What would be the playing combination that the team management will select? Um, we'll have to wait and see. But I think under the circumstances, if Fakhar is not fit to play, khushdilshah should be promoted along with babarazam. South Shakil needs to be dropped. Um, Obviously, Rizwan will have to probably be promoted at one down. Salmanaliagha at two down, followed by Tayyib Tahir. And then obviously we will need South Shakil's replacement. Whether it's going to be Kurum Ghulam, we'll have to just wait and see. The bowling options, it's just the whole team looks out of sorts. Um, we just haven't prepared for this tournament, and I think um, it will be a huge shock, a huge miracle if you make it to the semi-finals. So that's it, really, for now. Thank you.